Is the Yamaha Tenere 700 the best off-road adventure bike? Well, we're going to put it to the test. We have got one on long-term loan, and I'm going to abuse it in all situations and see if A, it can stand the punishment, and B, if I fall in love with it as the best twin-cylinder off-road adventure bike currently on the market. So you might remember a few weeks back at the launch of this very bike, the Tenere 700 Extreme, we said at the end we were taking one away with us. I'm putting that one in my van in a minute. Well, take it away we did. And since then we've been doing a whole lot of riding and not a great deal of washing, of which I make no apologies. Throughout the year we're going to do a variety of updates on this bike. We're going to do modifications, races, different tests, and generally abuse it and use it as much as possible. One thing I've found out already is that the more I ride it, the more I like it. That's got to be a good thing. So what have we been up to this month? At this point I would call this our, I don't know, for an internet friendly phrase, let's call it stage 0. I've not really spent any money on modifying the bike. I've mainly made small changes and upgrades to tune it to my taste. I've done about 570 miles so far, which is bringing me up to the first service, beyond which we'll really get stuck into the mods. For now, I've adjusted the handlebars, controls and foot controls to put them in a nicer position for me and my style of riding. With the bar, I rolled it forward a few degrees to give it a bit of a flatter profile when you're standing up. That comes at the expense of a bit of comfort when you're sat down, but for me, this bike is all about riding off-road and then blasting the roads in between. On top of that, I've fitted a set of my nice trusty Kriega Enduro panniers. They're a really nice compact set of panniers. I like them for a few reasons. One, they're super easy to fit to loads of different bikes. 2, they're small and they don't get in the way and I can carry just enough stuff for what I need on the trail. And 3, if you do need to put more stuff on them, there's plenty of loops and things to tie to if you want to stick a big bag on the top. As well as the Kriega panniers, I've fitted my SP Connect wireless charging anti-vibration foam mount to the handlebars so people can call me and ask why I'm so late when I'm usually out mucking around on the trails. The bike came on a set of Dunlop Trail Max Raid tyres from the launch. It's a tyre I'm really familiar with and I do like riding, but what I've changed to now is a set of the Bridgestone AX41. This is one of my favourite adventure tyres for its ability to go really fast on road and give really good grip off road. Now I've not tried this tyre for a particularly long time in the 21-inch front wheel version, so I felt this bike was going to be the perfect opportunity to see if it kept enough feel that I can still ride fast on the road. And for me, that's the point. I don't want to get stuck into turning this into some all-out off-road enduro weapon. Enduro bikes exist for that. I want to try and modify it to improve the off-road and make it sportier, make it faster, make it lighter, but I want to keep a bike that I can still ride fast on the road and enjoy the tarmac kind of as much as I enjoy the off-road. We can check back in 6 months' time and see if I've actually managed to achieve that. The final simple mods I've done, unbolting things. Got rid of one of the mirrors, only need one mirror really, and that one's just something else for me to break when I drop it in the mud. And finally, I took the rear pillion pegs off. I'm not planning to take a pillion on this bike, something extra to get in the way, to catch your legs on when you're paddling around off-road, and hey, extra bit of weight, every little helps. So far, after just shy of 600 miles of riding, there's a few things I love about the Tenere and a few things that have annoyed the hell out of me. In the love pile so far are the looks. I cannot get enough of its rally bike chic. It just makes me smile every time I walk out to it. I love that engine. It's not the fastest. I was really worried that I would miss the horsepower of things like the KTM 890, Ducati Desert X Rally. And while that extra power is nice, when I'm riding this on the road, I'm not going around constantly going, oh, I wish it was faster. It's a revvy engine. You have to work it hard. It's particularly on a faster A road, but it's playful. It puts a smile on your face and it wants to brap out of corners. That for me makes up for the lack of power compared to some of the other bikes in this class. And that brings me to my biggest love of this bike right now, is its playfulness. I jump from bike to bike to bike a lot, and every time I get back on this, I'm usually doing a power slide or a wheelie within the first 10 minutes. It just wants to be ragged, it wants to be hooned around on. It's got that kind of exciting hooligan bike vibe to it, and that is something I think I'm going to love all year. In the things that have irritated me pile, 2 main things. One is the fact that I have to turn the ABS off every single time I get on the bike, and to do so you have to press and hold, get to a menu, press and hold again, click again, press and hold, and then it turns the ABS off. If you then kill the bike on the kill switch or the ignition key, it resets the ABS, puts it back on again, so then you have to... I love the fact that you can turn off rear or front and rear ABS, but the fact that it resets your setting every single time you get on the bike or turn it off, that winds me up. I'm going to have to rectify that next month with some sort of crisp bodgery, but yeah, that's number one on my irritation list. Number two, the fueling when the bike's cold. If you're like me and you kind of don't warm your bike up for 5 or 10 minutes before you ride it away from home, that initial kind of few minutes while the coolant temperature's reading low, it's a bit fluffy, it's a bit spluttery, it stalls every now and then, and that makes kind of pulling away from a slow, awkward driveway on a cold, wet morning a little bit of a fiddle. That's my other bugbear with it. Other than that, it's been very irritation free. I've mostly been doing wheelies and laughing my head off. So that's it for stage 0. A few nice mods, made the bike my own, put in the miles. I'm off for the first service at Yamaha now, and then I'm going to start moving the mods on further, making it smaller, lighter, easier to ride off-road, bringing a bit more excitement and spice into the Ténéré's life. Watch this space, and hopefully I'll see you at the ABL Festival.